So the grip is one of the most important aspects of hitting a great forehand in pickleball. It's vitally important to be able to change grips fast in pickleball. It's one of the most important aspects of it. You're getting different shots all the time. With tennis, you have a lot longer to change the grip. With pickleball, the court is so short. Your opponent's generally at the net. A lot of times you're at the net too. So you have to be able to make these little grip changes. Obviously, you can hit with the same grip, but your shot won't be as effective. You have to be able to make these small little adjustments to be able to hit the best possible shot in each situation. Although I think there's a range of acceptability, I do think that the ideal grip is somewhere between Eastern and semi-Western. So if you come from a tennis background, your continental grip is here that you would use for the serve, and it's like almost hammering a nail. The Eastern grip is just a little further around, and then semi-Western is about here. My ideal grip for hitting most forehands is between Eastern and semi-Western. Now, when I say that, it's not an exact science where it has to be in that exact spot every time. That's just unrealistic. There are going to be little minute changes that you have with the grip depending on the shot, but it's somewhere between Eastern and semi-Western. Now, you see a lot of tennis players coming from a tennis background, especially older players, and they tend to have a continental grip. Now, you're just limited in the amount of spin that you can create on the ball, and you tend to, with that grip, when you try to speed it up, sky a lot of balls long. I see that all the time, and that would be a common mistake or a common error I see with a lot of players. So it's that grip, and then you're making contact completely flat on the ball, and it can tend to fly long. You can generate a lot of power, but you just can't quite get that necessary spin just to bring the ball down. And spin also makes it more difficult on your opponent to volley. Now, you'll also see a lot of ex-tennis players, especially the younger players, with heavy Western grips. And one of the professional players you'll see at the moment hitting that forehand is Kwang Dong. Now, he hits it really well, but I do see it as a weakness in his game where the ball shoots through a little faster and he struggles to handle pace. Now, he combats that with what's called a right side finish forehand, which we will talk about in a separate video. So a Western forehand grip is when your hand is right under and it's here. Very difficult to be able to get under the ball with a paddle. Easy with a tennis racket, easier with a tennis racket, but very difficult to get under the ball. So that's not the grip that you want to have. If you do have a Western grip and you're a junior player, it can be harder to change grips as an adult, but if you're a junior player and you have time, it's definitely worth slowly changing it back. You don't want to go from a Western grip straight to between Eastern and semi-Western grip, or you'll just won't be able to hit a ball in the court for weeks. But small changes, so you start Western, you bring it back slowly for a day or two, that's comfortable, until you get to that between Eastern and semi-Western. Now, there are players with Eastern grips and they're still able to generate a little bit of spin, but I just think you're limited in what you do, and my opinion is the ideal grip is that grip. Somewhere in between Eastern and semi-Western, so it feels comfortable. Again, there's a range of acceptability. So it might be a millimeter or two either way, so it feels comfortable to you. And that's the grip that you can generate pace, you can generate spin, and you can generate power. So that's the grip that you want to be looking for, and it's something that you can build up to over time. Now, there are different types of forehands which go hand in hand with my philosophy of situation-specific technique, and there are slight grip changes for that, which we'll talk about in those specific videos. So for example, the hook forehand, I am not using my grip, which is between Eastern and semi-Western, for the hook forehand, which is here, because I find it very difficult to get around the outside of the ball. So I'm using more of an Eastern grip for that. And again, it's just slight changes, and to be a great pickleball player, you need to be able to change grips really fast. So you need to have fast, quick grip changes to play pickleball effectively, because balls are coming so quickly at you, and you need to be able to be Eastern, semi-Western, Eastern, continental maybe for an approach shot. So we're gonna have drills where you can actually practice changing your grip. That's what I work on, and I work on with my son, where I'm hitting a normal forehand, then a hook forehand, and I get used to just changing grips from here to here. If you want to become a great player, you need to have drills that work on changing your grip. So we'll talk about those specific drills in later content on Coach Life.